You guys, it is 2012. My name is Glitch and I am back. After about a week-long break for Christmas and moving home to San Francisco, I am now back and set up at my home in San Francisco. I'm now living at my parents' house for just a month before I go off to Korea, and I am back to casting. I've been kind of avoiding it for the last week just because I've been really busy with lots of family stuff going on, so I am back. But it is now 2012. It is January 1st, and I am so excited to be casting for you guys today. So what I'm going to be casting for you guys today is going to be a bunch of Team Liquid replays. I think it was right before Christmas that Team Liquid released an entire batch, just a big batch of Team Liquid replays. Ret, Hero, Hey Pro, Tyler. There are just so many replays in this one replay pack. You guys should all go check it out. It is out there on teamliquid.net. And I thought I would cast some of the games as not many of them have been casted yet. I was just looking around on the internet to see if a lot of them had been casted, and not a lot of them had been casted. So I'm going to be casting a few of them today. Might even be casting a few more tomorrow, just because pretty much everyone at Team Liquid is just so awesome and so sexy. Spawning here in the top right position as the blue Zerg, playing of course from Team Liquid, we have Ret. Ret is, of course, for those of you that don't know, the drone macro master. The man loves his drones. Going to be getting up that heavy economy, no doubt. Spawning as his opponent here at the bottom right position of onTal'Darim altar as the red Zerg, we have viOLet. For those of you that don't know, viOLet is currently teamless. He does not have a team, but he has been playing a lot with the CSN training camp. That is the Cyber Sports Network training camp that they have set up. And so he's been playing a lot with them and doing a lot of streaming things with them, but currently teamless though. He is known for doing a quite wide variety of styles. I've seen him do all kinds of things. He'll do some kind of early cheeses every now and then. He'll have really creative builds. I actually really like some of his builds. Some of his builds are just really goofy and just catch people off guard. Will he be able to do so to Ret today? We will find out. Looks like gas is coming up for both players, following a fast hatchery out of both players, and that spawning pool, of course, on the way as well, with viOLet's being just a little bit ahead of Ret. That is, of course, going to mean that Ret is going to be a little bit ahead in the economy. If we check out the drone count, yeah, it looks like Ret might have squeezed out one extra drone there before getting up that spawning pool, while viOLet went straight for that spawning pool. And so Ret's going to be just a little smidgen ahead in econ, but viOLet is going to be a smidgen ahead in getting those lings up, which I believe we will see a few coming up. It is very typical to get at least 4 lings here in the early game, just because you want to be able to scout your opponent. Now, both players do know where the other has spawned. Both have overlords in their opposing teammates, or in their opposing... Gosh, what am I trying to say? In their enemy's base, in their opponent's base. That's what I was trying to get out for so long. God, I take a week off, and now I can't talk or cast and talk about StarCraft anymore. Good Lord Almighty. It's okay. Plenty of time to get back into it, as that is all I am going to be doing today here on January 1st, 2012. Now, looks like Ret does have his Zergling speed on the way, as does viOLet. Both these players so far doing pretty close to identical builds. 22 harvesters apiece. Both players getting that natural expansion up and running. Notice the overlord placement of both players right now. Both players placing all their overlords right along the path of the to their opponent's base. As you can see, both players want vision along this straight route all the way through here, because that is the route that Zerglings, Roaches, or any other kind of attacking units are going to be taking, unless they do some kind of screwy, crazy runaround business. But looks like Ret is going to be the first to get some lings out across the map. Looks like he's going to be poking into his opponent's base. Looks like viOLet does have 1 spine crawler coming up. 4 lings have been put up as well. Notice that Ret does also have a baneling nest on the way. It is about to be completing, but looks like viOLet's speed manages to finish just a little bit before Ret's, and that's exactly what you want to be careful of. Is if you know that you have a slower Zergling speed than your opponent, you want to be really careful about how you send your Zerglings out across the map, because if your opponent gets that Zergling speed up before you do, then he is definitely going to be able to have the huge advantage over your Zerglings and be able to just crush them quite quickly. It actually ends up being not even close, just because Zerglings with speed will get a surround on their opponent so much faster than Zerglings without speed. Now, viOLet, notice, did manage to produce a lot of Zerglings, and he's going to be going for some big aggression here at the front of Rhett's base. Right now, there's only one Spine Crawler, one Queen. There are some Zerglings here, a couple of Banelings morphing in, but I don't think they're going to be able to get here in time. This Queen, I think, is going to fall to all these Zerglings. All the Zerglings now going down as well. Looks like those Banelings did get to actually take out a lot of Zerglings. Bunch of Zerglings went down there, but it looks like Rhett is actually going to be losing his second Queen, and these Zerglings continue to survive. 8 Zerglings are on the way for Rhett. Notice his lair tech is about 2/3 done. It is going to be completing here very shortly, way ahead in tech right now. viOLet just now taking his second gas, whereas Rhett has been on those 2 gas for a while. Still a couple of lings in the base here, but it looks like Rhett is going to be able to clean those up without too much of a problem. If we check out the harvester count right now, we can see that Rhett is up 34 to 33. Rhett was up for a little longer, because notice that viOLet created all those Zerglings, so Rhett was actually ahead there for a little while in the harvester count, but now it looks like it has evened out. But notice, Rhett now has the higher Zergling count. If we check out the unit counting station, we can see that, yeah, Rhett's got the 18 Zerglings to the only 3 of his opponent, because right now viOLet's focusing on getting lots and lots of drones, but Rhett was able to get a lot of drones up earlier, so he was able to get up that economy that he needed to be able to support more Zergling production later on, so he's going to be a little bit ahead now in that Zergling count. But it looks like with these Banelings here, viOLet is going to be able to hold any kind of Ling aggression here from Rhett. Lair now on the way here for viOLet as well. It is now completed for Rhett, and it looks like the Spire is now starting. So this is something that we see very frequently from Rhett. Rhett loves to use Mutalisks in this matchup. That is something that he is a huge fan of. I see him do it all the time. I almost exclusively see him. Every now and then you'll see him go for little roach plays, but he really, really likes his Mutalisks in the ZVZ matchup. Much like Idra. Idra is also very much the same way. People like Rhett and Idra believe that Mutalisks are the future of ZVZ, trying to get away from that roach infestor play that is oh so common, or that was oh so common for quite a while. Now, looks like there is going to be Roach Tech coming up here on the way for viOLet. We do see the Infestation Pit is also going down as well. So Evolution Chamber is on the way. And no, you know what? I'm actually trying to find the Roach Warren. But no, it looks like viOLet might have skipped over Roach Warren completely, going straight for Zergling Infestor. Going to be getting out some Infestors very soon. Evolution Chamber is now up, getting that +1 ground carapace. Notice Rhett just now taking his 3rd base. viOLet trying to take down the Destructible Rocks to his 3rd, not quite able to get him, as Rhett was being very active with these Zerglings. Saw those Zerglings trying to do a little bit there, and managed to stop them from taking down those Destructible Rocks. That is going to delay viOLet's 3rd for quite a while. On the tech tree here for viOLet, we do see that Burrow is now coming down along the way, as well as Pathogen Glands. Zerg Carapace still coming along the way. Lots and lots of Zerglings now being produced. We do see that Spore Crawlers are going down here, and Overseer just did manage to scout the 3rd of Rhett, as well as the Spire, so that is why we are seeing that these Spore Crawlers are now going down, because he is now aware that there are going to be Mutalisks on the way here very shortly. But viOLet, I think, might actually be okay here. Notice he already has 4 Infestors on the way. Pathogen Glands is going to be done, so he is going to have the fungal growths necessary to stop these Mutalisks if Rhett isn't really, really careful. We do see that there are quite a few Mutalisks. Looks like currently 10 Mutalisks are out on the field for Rhett. More are on the way. Roach Warren now being thrown down here by Rhett as well, interestingly enough. We also see a +1 missile attacks as well as a +1 carapace attack here. So, oh no, one big fungal growth goes to down and catches a lot of these Mutalisks. 6 Mutalisks caught in those fungal growths, and there we go. Looks like viOLet is going to be able to clean those Mutalisks up, and they are all going to go down. That is going to be a big loss there for Rhett. But I think I really like what Rhett is doing here. I don't think he was planning to commit to Mutalisks at all. As we can see, he moved in with those 10 Mutalisks, not producing any more, just to force a reaction out of his opponent. And in the meantime, he's now going to get up Roach Warren. Roach Speed is on the way. He's getting +1/+1 upgrades for his Roaches as well. 3rd base just getting up and running. viOLet still only operating on 2 bases, hasn't even taken down the Destructible Rocks. Rhett going to be very diligent about poking in here, checking to see if that 3rd has gone down yet. Going to be able to see that it has not, and he's going to be feeling pretty good right there, just because his expansion is now up. Now these Infestors are out on the field. They are burrowed and currently moving toward the 3rd base. Looks like viOLet's going to try to deny this 3rd base from going down and getting up and fully mining, but there are a lot of Roaches now out on the field here for Rhett, and I I don't think viOLet is going to be expecting this tech switch here from Rhett. I don't think he's going to know about them. Ooh, looks like Rhett is going to be throwing down his third hatchery down here at this location, but Rhett going to be able to scout it right away. In the meantime, Zerglings are going to be going for a little bit of a run by here, getting straight into the main, going to be able to pick off a queen, maybe pick off a few drones as well. Rhett going to be going for a big counterattack. You're going to try to focus down that hatchery. In the meantime, all the infestors now at the back of Rhett's base. They can throw down a lot of infested Terrans, and it looks like that is exactly going to be what they are going to do, as we see a lot of infested Terran Marines now going down at the third base of Rhett. Are they going to be able to focus down this hatchery? That is a lot of infested Terrans to have to deal with, and these infested Terrans do a lot of damage. They do benefit from that +1 ground carapace. Looks like all the drones have been pulled off the line here. So Rhett's not going to suffer too many losses here, and it looks like his losses are actually going to be fairly minimal. If we check out the workers killed count, we can see that viOLet only killed 11 workers so far, which is really not that many workers considering what he has done. He sent a lot of infested Terran Marines. I think he really could have just picked off that hatchery, and I think he would be in a very, very good place right now, but that was not what viOLet chose to do, and now Red is just going to be mining on this third base here. Looks like viOLet going to be trying to take his third base. The destructible rocks are going to go down here, but he's going to lose some Zerglings to Rhett's Zerglings, and notice Rhett has taken the lead in the food count right now, 123 food to 101. Now, if we check out the harvester count right now, we can see that Rhett is up 65 harvesters to 48 harvesters, so he is a good deal ahead right now, and of course he is on that 3 bases as well, but man, look at the infestor count right now for viOLet. His infestor count is so very high right now. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this works out, because of course viOLet is right now going to be going for Ling Infestor, but it looks like what I'm seeing from Rhett is going to be roaches, and we might even see some Hydralisks here. There we go, 3 Hydralisks now coming down along the way. We do see that the Grooved Spines upgrade is on the way as well. That is of course going to increase the attack range of the Hydralisks by 1. It's going to give them a little bit better of an advantage, allow them to stay behind those roaches, deal damage from a safe distance, because Hydralisks are light units. They take a lot of damage, so you really need those you need those roaches to be able to tank damage for those Hydralisks to keep them alive for as long as possible. We do see +2/+2 now on the way for Rhett as well. In terms of upgrades for viOLet, we do see that +1 melee attacks has completed, and it looks like +2 carapace is going to be on the way here, but I think Rhett is just going to need to hold on long enough until this +2/+2 finishes, and if he can do that, he's going to be in a very good spot. Lots of infestors now moving into the main right now, or into the natural expansion of Rhett rather. Fungal growths going down all over everything. Infested Terran Marines going down. So many infested Terran Marines actually going down right now. And will Rhett actually be able to clean this up? Looks like Rhett is actually macroing like a boss. 170 food to 93 right now. He's in such a good place. He cut through all those Zerglings. Oh, beautiful fungal growths going down there by viOLet. But man, I think the macro of Rhett might actually just win him this battle. The fact that he is he's not being terribly cost effective with his Roach Hydra right now, but he's being extremely good with his macro. He's just constantly producing. We see 11 roaches currently on the production tab, +2/+2, about to be completing. More Hydralisks are on the way right now, and viOLet just getting up his third right now. Going to be still way behind in the harvester count. Rhett currently has the big lead over his opponent right now. As we can see, he's still way up in the food count, 176 food to 122 food. His third has been up and running for so long, and notice viOLet's still not mining at all, and notice he still can't produce any drones. He's in a big danger spot right now. He just lost a major fight, which means he pretty much needs to produce lots and lots of units for fear of his opponent just coming to attack him right now and straight up killing him. So he does not have the time to be droning right now. He needs to be producing lots and lots of units. Looks like Rhett is now going to be moving out. These roaches and hydras are +2/+2, and they do so much damage, and they take so little damage from all those Zerglings and things. We do see that the infestors are going to try to get away, but it looks like they are going to be picked off here by Rhett. And look at all these units now streaming across the map here for Rhett, currently maxed out at 200 food to the 116 food of viOLet. viOLet just hasn't been on 3 bases for nearly long enough. He hasn't actually been on 3 bases really at all. Rhett's been on 3 bases for just so long, and he played so defensively. Looks like viOLet going to try to go for a big counterattack here as Rhett moves across the field. He knows that Rhett is coming to attack him, so he needs to try to deal some damage to his opponent, going for a big counterattack with all these Zerglings, but there's still a good number of roaches left here back at home. In the meantime, Rhett pushing into the natural expansion of viOLet. So much damage going down, the infestation, the evolution chamber going down, as well as the spine crawler. Looks like Rhett is just going to push in and take this game right now. viOLet trying to do what he can back in the main, rallying all of his Zerglings into the base, even bringing the Infestors in, but I just don't think he's going to be able to stop this many forces from Rhett here. As we can see, these 2/2 Roaches and Hydras just cut through everything so very fast. And it looks like Infested Terrans are going to be going down in the natural expansion of Rhett, but he's got so many Roaches here, and he's replenishing so fast that I think he's actually even going to be able to clean these up. Looks like, yes, that is going to be the case, as those are going to go down as Rhett moves into the main, and it looks like he is going to be taking the victory in this game. Ridiculously well-played game here by Rhett. Definitely typical of that Rhett style, playing very defensive, getting up lots and lots of drones, playing very defensive, and there comes the GG down from viOLet. We are now going to be moving on to another game by a Team Liquid member. Don't know which one yet, but stick around. More games from Team Liquid coming up very soon.